only crash I'm watching right now. So pretty nice for 6 o'clock in the morning. Major drive times from Clarksville, you're looking at about 40 minutes to reach downtown. Murfreesboro, a little over a half hour, 15 minutes still on your way up from Franklin. So really, guys, can't complain too much about that.
All right. Thank you. In the news this morning, happening today, Shelby County commissioners will decide if they will send Justin Pearson back to the legislature.
Of course, he was one of 2 young black lawmakers expelled from the state House of Representatives last week after fellow politicians said they broke decorum while protesting gun violence in schools. Pearson has seen strong support since being ousted. The Shelby County Commission chairman is sponsoring the resolution to reinstate Pearson himself, saying he wouldn't have called the meeting if he wasn't confident there would be enough support to reappoint Pearson to that vacant seat. Pearson is expected to be at today's commission meeting, obviously, and will lead a march beforehand even.
The meeting is set for today at 1:30, and of course we'll be following how that vote turns out. And remember, this who the debacle started. This is how it started, with a protest over gun violence in schools. Pearson was one of 3 lawmakers who joined in with students, teachers, and parents calling for change. Now, Governor Bill Lee is taking action to make guns less accessible to some Tennesseans. He introduced a mental health protection order, also known as a red flag law, but it comes with criticism.
Amelia Young's at the Capitol with more for us this morning, and it's really finding enough lawmakers that could support this. That could be the biggest challenge there.
Right, especially enough Republican lawmakers to support it, to make sure that it does pass, which is what Governor Lee wants. He has said in the past, said earlier this month, that he does support some type of red flag law as long as it does not violate constitutional rights. The proposed mental health protection order would allow family, law enforcement, and physicians to petition to a judge to remove weapons from a person for a period of time, if the gun owner posed a threat to themselves or to others. Lee believes this will accomplish a number of things, including protecting victims, holding dangerous people accountable and away from firearms, and preserving those constitutional rights. As for Republicans, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally says he supports adopting the protection order, and House Speaker Cameron Sexton was less vocal in his support, but says he's willing to come to the negotiating table. The conversation about stricter gun control has been heavily weighing on lawmakers since the Covenant School shooting. While it could be a great political fight, Lee says this is necessary.
This is not just about school shootings. This legislation would impact the broader community, and it would impact people who are a danger to the broader community, not just to schools and children.
It's unfortunate that Tennessee doesn't have one, and I think we should pass an extreme risk protection order law.
Well, he's also signed an executive order to expand background checks. He wants to make them more effective and instant. Back to you.
And Tennessee is known for its lax gun laws. In fact, gun maker Smith & Wesson announced back in 2021 that it would move its headquarters to Maryville, Tennessee. And one of the motivating factors was our support for the Second Amendment.
Still, some gun advocates are not a fan of the governor's executive order. The Tennessee Firearm Association released this statement saying in part, quote, his proposal, of course, talking about the governor, operates under the delusion that merely separating the person from a particular firearm or making it harder for them to purchase another one would eliminate the risk. That is itself an unfounded delusion.
Also in the legislature, state lawmakers are considering a bill to disband Metro's Community Oversight Board, which investigates claims of police misconduct in Nashville.
Brianna Hamblin's joining us live now from MNPD headquarters this morning. And Brianna, what are our current members of the COB saying about this?
Ben and Amy, they are speaking out against this, and they're also pointing out that the COB was created because that's what Nashville voters wanted. But lawmakers supporting the bill say it is meant to strengthen the relationship between citizens and law enforcement and ensure objective review of complaints. Some lawmakers also say COB members have behaved in ways in the past that have hindered investigations. The bill replaces the COB with a police advisory committee with 7 members chosen by the mayor. The committee will not investigate the complaints themselves, but instead hand it over to an internal affairs unit of the police department, which is the big difference. The committee can then review the findings of the investigation and request further investigation be done by the chief of police or the executive director of the advisory committee. Jill Fitchard, the current executive director of the COB, says this bill is a major overstep.
Well, I think it's an unconstitutional bill. 134,000 voters of our city said that this is what they wanted. I think it just sets a dangerous precedent that if they come in and can change the will of the people, what's next? I don't know what they might do.
She also says that the COB is speaking with a legal team to decide what next steps are if this bill becomes law. And the bill is only 2 votes away from heading to the governor's desk. Back to you.
Thanks, Brianna. Each of Tennessee's 4 biggest cities, that's Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, and Knoxville, have community oversight boards, each with their own set of rules.
This bill is just one of several that seems to target Nashville. There's also a bill that would give the state control of the airport authority, one that would strip local power over the Sports Authority Board, and another that would cut the number of members on Metro Council in half, although that one is on hold due to pending litigation. So why is the state targeting Nashville?
Well, some say it's in retaliation after Metro voted against hosting the Republican National Convention. Now, we know that Mayor Cooper has already written letters in hopes of bringing not only the Republican convention to Music City in 2028, but also the Democratic National Convention. Now, we know the 2024 DNC will be held up in Chicago. It's the U.S.'s 3rd largest city and stands strong in its support of unions and abortion rights, topics that played a key role in President Biden's election bid in 2020. All right, after all that, we're going to take just a brief break here this morning.
But we, of course, have so much more to share with you still ahead, including an update from Cole on Franklin's Pride Festival.
Good morning to you both. Well, we know after a tense meeting that the Pride Festival's permit was approved, but it also came with a warning from the mayor. I'll tell you more about that coming up.
Thank you so much, Cole. And here's a live look thanks to Sky 5 Live outside this morning. What a beautiful view. Hardly any clouds in place. It is going to be a good day and we are going to warm up. Today's weather child, she's not perfect in that bow. Oh, my stars, Charlotte. I know we'd be good friends. Those cowboy boots, you are ready to go, girlfriend. Highs this afternoon topping out at 80 degrees. Our school of the day, East Hickman Elementary. We hope y'all have the best day. Look for the good and you'll find it. You're watching News Channel 5.
Good morning. It's 6:14 right now. 5 Live traffic and Sky 5 is flying over a crash. We've got a flatbed, a couple other vehicles, and a couple other trucks over in that right shoulder 65 southbound right before you reach Trinity Lane. You know, if you come in from the north side, this is already a very busy area. And a heads up for anyone in Hermitage who may be passing by the Wego Star train station. This is a look at the downtown station. Today, law enforcement and emergency operations personnel are going to be taking part in a large drill. They're drilling for any possible mass casualty situation that could come up on the train. This is a regular drill they do every couple years or so. Not to worry, it is just a drill, but you might see a lot of activity today in Hermitage between 10 and noon. Just want to warn everyone that that's what that is. A look at the crash and traffic map. Thankfully, most of our major interstates are running on time. This traffic report brought to you by the Park Haven community. Amy?
Thank you.
Well, Franklin Pride's officially go after a narrow vote approving the festival's permit. Cole Johnson's joining us here in studio.
And Cole, it was a 5-4 vote, which just goes to show how, close, how divisive this issue's been.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a very tense meeting, to say the least, when it comes to all of this. So we know that there was a lot of people in attendance. From our count, it was probably 300 to 400 people packing into last night's meeting, with more than 100 people on both sides that signed up to speak.
We all know that the eyes of the world are waiting to see what you decide. Will Franklin continue to be a community of welcome or forever known as a city of discrimination?
I hear words like family-friendly, innocent, fun, and that disturbs me, as last year, that was not the case. What's innocent about a fully grown man, half-dressed in suggestive prosthetics, putting on a show for children?
This will be Franklin's 3rd Pride Festival, and we know that this time around there are allegations that drag artists performed in a sexual nature in front of kids in previous years, which wasn't the case according to the president of Franklin Pride. As we told you yesterday, this year, according to city documents, the organizer said they would not have a drag performance. They also offered to rent the whole park. Mayor Ken Moore voted in favor of approving the festival, but it came with a threat.
I consider that I'm giving you a lifeline for this event. And here's the short line on it now. I'm going to work to make sure if you violate the trust that we're placing in you right now, that I will work as hard as I work every single day to make sure that that event never happens in Franklin again.
And Franklin Pride is set for June 3rd at Harlansdale Farm. Guys.
Cole, thank you. A quick note for our Davidson County viewers. 3 tornado sirens will be tested today between noon and 4 o'clock. The locations are on your screen. Crews are just trying to make sure the repairs they did recently were successful. And don't worry if you don't hear it. They will sound for less than a minute and are not designated to be heard inside this time.
Well, thankfully, again, today is going to be gorgeous. I mean, we kind of have a crisp morning, but
Yeah.
boy, these afternoons have been great.
Yeah, fantastic out there. 40s right now, like yesterday morning, between 75 and 80 again later today.
No complaints. And rare humidity. You know, we're not seeing that dense heat that's so thick like a blanket. You actually can breathe.
Yeah, should we all just go outside? I feel like we should
Absolutely.
just.
Let's do the 6:30 half hour outside.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Let's just go because it is hard to make yourself stay in to do anything, any chores inside.
So if you can't get out and enjoy today, a little bit of a change in that forecast pattern as we head into Thursday and Friday.
But all the teachers are rejoicing. Those little ones are going to be out there recess, having a good old time again. Parents, don't forget that sunscreen. It'll come in handy. Here's a live look thanks to Sky 5 Live this morning. Y'all, look at the Cumberland. That is as smooth as glass. Goodness gracious, what a very still and easy start to our day. Beautiful and bright. Little cool current temperature overlooking Nashville. We're coming in at 46 degrees. So crisp but very warm conditions are on the way, especially now that the sun is officially up. It is 6:18, sun up 6:18, 7:18 will be sunset this evening. Good old Franklin, y'all are coming in right around that 49-degree mark. This particular view right around the Cool Springs area. So if you're in a hurry, here's what you need to know. Today, sunny, warm, low dew points, easy. Tomorrow, a few clouds are going to be on the increase. Can't rule out a few scattered showers, very isolated. Going into tomorrow, especially locations south of I-40. And then this weekend, we're going to have some rain chances moving back in late Saturday into early Sunday. Can this time frame change? Absolutely. But right now, it's got a nice forward motion. It's not looking to lollygag, and it will not take up much of your time. Power 5 radar's clean and clear skies across the entire state of Tennessee, as well as Kentucky. Cookeville, cooler spot at 36, Columbia 42 with 51 coming in Camden. Dew points are really low, and the less moisture you have in the air, the faster and easier it is for us to warm up. And Leland, we really show off these temperatures. I mean, we're talking 70s around lunchtime.
Yeah, so back into the 70s for you for today. And then this afternoon, near the 80-degree mark. Right now, again, Sky 5 Live all looks good over Middle Tennessee and South Central Kentucky. Heading down to Franklin right now. From the Franklin area, you are starting the morning at 49. So good morning to get out and walk the dog. Can you find Buddy there, courtesy of Elena and Jim Bronson? And after being in the 40s now, those numbers make it up to near 80. But Buddy, Elena, and Jim are viewers out of the Bowling Green area. So good morning to all of you. 78 Dixon, 77 Camden, 77 McMinnville, Crossfield, 75. Good weather if you want to fire up the grill and have dinner on the back deck. Mid to upper 70s at 5 o'clock and just before sunset, right around the 73-degree mark. Meanwhile, for tonight, temperatures will drop between about 45 and 50 by sunrise tomorrow morning. Good weather to wash the car the next day or so, but then as we head toward the end of the week, here come some rain chances moving in. Exact track today, not much going on for the Mid-South. We'll be mainly clear tonight early on, then some higher clouds stream in late tonight. Then for tomorrow, some clouds stream in. Now, some of the models continue to pull in a little bit of moisture down north south. So I'm not going to rule out a stray shower in southern Middle Tennessee tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll put in a 3 in 10 chance for a shower or thunder shower going into Friday afternoon.